Hi, and welcome to Zohar, Parashas Noach. I am your host, as always, Rabbi David Katz, and we are in a new mimer. Mimer is, I said, but I didn't see God. I said, but I didn't see God. This is mimer, Mishnah number Kuf Lamed Ches, in the Zohar Parashas Noach, and again, we're making good ground. We're going to do Kuf Lamed Ches and Kuf Lamed Tes, 138, 139. The mimer is taken from a quote from your friend and mine, Hezekiah. I always like the name Hezekiah. Chizkiyahu. And it was said that Chizkiyahu could have been Mashiach. He didn't sing praises to Hashem, and he was not privileged to be the Messiah. We open and we say, it is written, I said, and I didn't see God. I said, I didn't see God. How do you say this? How obtuse and dull are the B'nai Adam that they don't know and they don't govern themselves in words of Torah. Rather, they gaze out into the world with the words of the world. And the spirit of wisdom is forgotten from them. Now, I'm finding a lot of parallelisms, but a lot of things going on in Torah that are relevant in the world that we're in now. Obviously, coronavirus. This quote is taken from Chizkiyahu when he's very sick, from chapter 38:11 in Isaiah. And Chizkiyahu is on his deathbed. He gets a recovery. And the emphasis is, I said. When I say is when you won't see God. Because they're your words, words of the world. If you are enveloped in the words of the world, which is your words, you will not have a revelation. If the Torah said, and not you said, you will get a revelation of God, or a revelation from God. And Dafka, this is when Chizkiyahu was sick. When he was sick, he was looking for the revelation. That is an insight to the people of the generation of Noach. They had no revelation of God because the words of Torah were gone. Torah of Shem was totally hidden from them. It was their words. And therefore, we see a correlation. When it's my words is when you're sick. And it looks like there was a plague, something with required quarantine. And it was all their words. There was no revelation of God. Kuf Lamed Tes. And when a guy is taken from this world, he gives a cheshbon, a reckoning to his master, all that he did in this world, while he was still in spirit and body together. And he sees what he sees. Whatever he sees in that process of dying, he sees. Until he comes to a revelation of the world of truth, right? As his body separates from his soul, he will see what he sees. Most likely, it's going to be enveloped in his own words, and he won't have a revelation, but he's going to be compelled to give a reckoning to God. He's dying. Until ultimately he comes to the world of truth. And he's Plageia Sham Adam Arishon. He is blank there by Adam Arishon, sitting in the gates of Gan Eden, looking at all those who guard the mitzvahs of their master, and he's rejoicing with them. Well, what is this word Plageia? Plageia is a tzvei dinam word. It has two streams of understanding. Encountered or struck. Right? Again, encountered, came upon, or like struck, beat up. And this is Feidinim in Kabbalah. If you are understanding how the world works, by the time you die, you will encounter Adam Arishon sitting in the gates of Gan Eden. If you are, what was the word again? Boring, bland, obtuse, dull, you will come to a revelation of Adam Arishon by the time you reach the world of truth, and you're going to strike him, lash out. Probably because you're upset that you got a revelation of a man. Sound familiar? Christianity? And this is probably the 180-degree rule where Christianity gets it from. Right? Revelation of Yeshu. In heaven, so to speak. So this is a big conundrum. Why do we have a revelation of Adam Arishon when we get to a place where we're expecting a revelation of God? And this is what Chizkiyahu is saying. I didn't see God. Essentially, I saw Adam. But yet, while he was ascending to the world of truth, he was giving a reckoning to God. So he's in communion with God in his own words, and his own words prevent the true revelation, but the true revelation will be of Adam Arishon. And we do one more Mishnah, Kuf Mem. How many tzaddikim there are surrounding Adam, who took themselves out from the way of Gehenna and planted themselves in the way of Gan Eden. And these are called the dwellers that were cut off. And we ask, why isn't it right dwellers of the world? Why cut off? Because they're not like a rat that scrambles and hides and doesn't know from whom he is fleeing from. Rather, which by the way, a rat is language of Chulda, which is a dweller of the world, same type of language. So why does it say dwellers who are cut off? It's like we say in chapter 2 of Isaiah, flee from the man. That they fled, which means that they fled from, and they were fleers. That's why they're called dwellers of retreat, fleeing. Because they fled from the way of Gehenna. And they strengthened themselves to enter Gan Eden. Actually, I think we're going to do one more. Kuf Mem Aleph. Let me write that down for next time. Kuf Mem Aleph. I prepared it, I forgot to write that down. Another explanation is dwellers who are cut off, which are the Bali Tshuva that prevent themselves or cut themselves off from their sins, the same sins of the wicked. And because Adam returned in repentance before his master, he sits with those that returned and withheld themselves from their sins, that they are called the people who are cut off. As King David said, let me know my end, when I will be separated from this world. Because of that, Adam Arishon sits in the gate of Gan Eden, and he rejoices with the tzaddikim who are coming in the way of Gan Eden. That's the Zohar. So again, there's a basic principle here. When it's my words and not words of Torah, I have no revelation of God. Yet I'm in communion with God. So it's like I'm able to speak to God and pray, but I can't have a revelation of God. When I have words of Torah, and my reckoning, therefore, is not my words, then I have a revelation of God. But ironically, if it's my words as I'm dying or with sickness and recovering, and I'm looking for God, it's my words, I will find a revelation of Adam, and I will therefore strike him. But if in my sickness or recovery or death I have words of Torah, i.e. Iker terms and mechanics, they're not my words. I have a revelation of God. So the dialogue is just Torah, and I'm in revelation of God, and then I get a revelation of Adam sitting in Gan Eden. And Adam is there because he is the dugma, the paradigm, the archetype of what this world is about. Messing up, giving a reckoning, repenting, coming before your master. And Adam ostensibly would have had a revelation of himself. I am Adam. Moses had a revelation. I am Moses. David had a revelation. I am David, the king of Israel. I am Solomon, the builder of the temple. And so Adam, being the first of this revelation, he is stationed at the gate of Gan Eden. Just like Enoch becomes Metatron, stationed above the angels. It's a very difficult concept. When we're looking to see God, we don't find God. We find Adam. When we do see God, we find Adam, and we're rejoiced and greeted by Adam. We don't strike him. So for whatever it's worth, there's something about Adam. That this world, the Adamic world, if we talk about it in our own words, we're looking for God down here. And then we end up not finding a revelation of God. We find a revelation of Adam, and we beat Adam up. But if we have words of Torah, and we are in dialogue with God through Torah, then we have a revelation of God. But all the while, when we get to Gan Eden, we get a revelation of Adam. So it's a fork in the road, Sfei Din with Adam. You either greet Adam or you strike Adam. You're either upset that it's Adam there and not God, or it makes sense that Adam is there because God brought you there. Either way, Adam sits at the gate of Gan Eden. 180-degree rule, it would be Yeshu sitting there to greet you in Gan Eden. Adam, Zeranpin, son of God. Yeshu, backside, son of God. Where does Christianity get it from? From Torah Kabbalah. The only difference is Adam here comes in the context of a fraternity of tzaddikim that repented and merited the ways of Gan Eden. You're joining a fraternity of the righteous, and you never didn't have a revelation of God. But if you're not in the fraternity of the righteous, how disappointed you will be when your revelation is the revelation of Adam and not God. This is a very simple concept to understand on a basic level, but it's very deep when you think about it. This world is about coming to the revelation of Adam. Yet when you do that correctly, you're in full revelation all the time of God. So it's not one in place of the other. But if you're looking for God and you're talking to God, you're going to be totally let down when you get a revelation of Adam. Again, if you're a revelation of God in dialogue with God, it will make sense that you get a revelation of Adam. Which means that this world is very Adam-like, Adamic. That there's a way of repentance, entering Gan Eden. There's a very Adam code of existence. And if you describe it in your own words, you're going to be let down. But if you understand the dialogue with the Creator in words of Torah, you will naturally belong to the Adamic fraternity. And you won't be describing the Adamic fraternity in your own words. So that's all for this week. Next time we'll start with Kuf Mem Beis. And there are almost about 10 Mishnayos in this Maimer. All right? So that's all. Join us for Mazel Mondays, Open House, Zohar Tuesdays. And we're starting a new series on Wednesdays, Understanding the Coronavirus through the lens of Torah and Torah wisdom and mechanics. That's all for now. Be well, be safe, and be happy. And may you have a constant revelation and dialogue with God through the words of Torah. Thank you very much, and be well, be safe, and be with a great mazel. Shkoyach.